LACROSSE's Hoyas back in the Big East tournament this year. They've won their last 3 games. A team full of offensive weapons. Providence has a few of their own. One of them, Nick Hatzipatrackos, as these two teams meet in our first of 2 semifinals in Denver. Big weekend here in Denver, Colorado, the Mile High City, where the stakes are a mile high on this year's Big East tournament. Our first of 2 games here this afternoon. This evening will feature Providence and Georgetown. They met just a few weeks ago in a great ball game that Georgetown came from behind to win 17-15. Here's our bracket in Denver, Colorado. Up top, the 2-3 matchup, the Hoyas and the Friars. And at approximately 9 Eastern, we'll have the top seed Denver and number 4 Villanova. The championship is set for 4:30 Eastern on Saturday. So good to be with you and see you alongside former national champ, All-American defenseman of Syracuse, Steve Panarelli. My name is Ben Holden. Steve, good to be with you. And this is the time of year we love. It's the beginning of May. High stakes. These games mean everything to these teams.
And especially in this conference right now, I think all of these teams, all 4 of them, have to win to get in. Last time these 2 teams played high-scoring affair. I don't think it's going to be that high-scoring, but there should be a lot of action here today.
Well, certainly a lot of action with Georgetown's offense. They have a dynamic duo in Daniel Baccaro and Jake Carraway. What do you like so much about these guys?
Well, you said a dynamic. Both of these guys can dodge. Not a lot of college teams have 2 cover poles that can handle a matchup like this, so expect Providence. A lot of sliding, a lot of help to these guys. Georgetown's got to be willing to share the ball.
All right, well, Kevin Warren told us early in the week they've got 3 alpha males. Here's the 3rd, first-teamer in the Big East, Lucas Wittenberg.
I had an opportunity to finally see this guy live last week, and he is big, and when he gets downhill, he is tough to stop. They use him everywhere. Use him in the wings, in the clearing game. He does it all for the Hoyas.
He transferred in last year from Mercer, and he has been dynamite in the last 2 years, also a captain. Speaking of great, Tate is great. Tate Boyce, the veteran goaltender in this field. What do you like about him so much?
One of the top goalies in the country and in the conference for sure. But like I said, Providence is going to slide a lot today, so that means if they move the ball, Georgetown, could be some opportunities where guys are wide open. He's going to have to make big stops.
He's done that in his career, over 700 saves, the #1 goalkeeper in that department in all of college lacrosse. Providence trying to get back to the tournament final for the first time in 2 years. Georgetown, they're looking to repeat. It all begins right after this.
College lacrosse on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Golden Corral, your choice rules. And by Lilly Diabetes.
Beautiful weather here in Denver, Colorado. First of 2 semifinals here from the Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium here on the campus of Denver University. It's Providence, the 3 seed, and Georgetown, the 2 seed. Chris Gabrielli, the head coach, he's in that huddle. He told us earlier in the week, he said the loss they had to Georgetown by 2, it was a heartbreaking loss. They want to get redemption in this game here today. And Steve Panarelli, their lineup, who do you highlight amongst this group?
We've got to go with Emmett Jennings. Coach Gabrielli said he reminded me of a young Steve Panarelli.
Yes.
Hopefully he plays like a young one and not an old one here today. They're going to need a big effort out of him today.
He's a stud back there with a long pole. And Kevin Warren last year won the Big East tournament title. He was in tears afterwards. His team, he said to us earlier in the week about that matchup against Providence, we have to have a better start. Their lineup, a lot to pick from. Who do you go with?
A lot of firepower, but I'm going with Robert Clark, the senior attack. The other 2 guys get a lot of attention, but he gets plenty of opportunities. He can finish his opportunities. That'll go a long way for Georgetown today.
All right, and we take a look at the goalkeeper. It's Owen McElroy. 10-4, took over for an All-American and a 4-year starter in Nick Morocco, who was brilliant last year in this tournament. McElroy, 10-4 with the goals against of 11.3. The goalkeeper of the year in the Big East team. I really think this is a big advantage for Providence. They've got a veteran guy, a 4-year guy in their cage that could carry them. We'll see how this plays out, of course.
Oh, absolutely. And against an offensive team like Georgetown that can fill it up, you need someone that can stand up tall in the net, and Boyce is that guy. 60 degrees, clouds have moved in, but beautiful weather for lacrosse. A light wind, 7 to 10 miles an hour. Expecting the next couple of days here to be great. Saturday in the championship should have sunny skies and temps in the low 70s.
Georgetown, the higher seed, the white uniforms. Patrick Islani in there, Declan McDermott and company, they're ready to go. And we're ready to go with the face-off X. Colin Keating for Providence. Last week against Villanova, as he goes against Riley, and it's a violation on Riley. And it'll be Providence ball, but Keating won their overtime game, won the face-off, took it right down the middle alley, and won the ball game for his first career goal. Steve, offensively, Providence, what do you look for out of them when they get in this half of the field?
Well, I think they're going to want to play long possessions, use that shot clock. We've talked about Georgetown's firepower. You want to keep the ball on this end as much as you can. So long, patient possessions and work for really good shots.
Keep an eye on that as we move along. Here's Tim Hendricks. Gives the ball up to Grillo, an outstanding freshman. Back up top they go now. Aslani in there, the short 6D midi, and he's a good one. Picks up the ball carrier there. Carried in by Ryan Naraki, and the ball down to the deck. Now a battle for it. Coming away with it, Georgetown. On the run is Joe LaCrosse. LaCrosse to Daniel Buccaro. Blew out that right name last year, missed this tournament. You know he's hungry to win and help his team repeat this year. You just saw Georgetown last week in person. What were your biggest takeaways from them offensively?
Well, they spread it around pretty well. I think they can do it in transition. They've got good athletic D-middies that can transition the ball, create those odd-man situations. But 6-on-6, it's the guys that we talked about, Buccaro and Carraway. Those are their guys. But Whitmer, too, is unbelievable off the top.
And he threw it away, and a good save at the midfield line by Declan McDermott. Excellent work out of him. He is a young man. They're very high on a freshman out of Pleasantville, New York. Here is Bucci with a chance, and he scores! Massimo Bucci, the first goal here in this first semifinal of the day. And Georgetown draws first blood. They lead 1-0.
You gotta love anybody with the name Massimo. That's a great name.
It is.
Bucci.
Yes.
And you take a look here. Talks with that turnover for Providence. We talked about it. Offensively, they want to play patient, keep the ball out of Georgetown stick, and right away, the first turnover of the game is going to lead to a goal here. Watch that pass skip through, and then Bucci's able to corral it and get it out of his stick. Pass wasn't meant for him, but right spot, right time, gets Georgetown on the board, takes that early 1-0 lead.
But that is first goal in first 2 seasons he had. Now 14 this year. His older brother was a captain. Carrying on that family tradition, giving his team a 1-0 lead. Back to the face-off X, Keating and Riley. And Keating had it, lost it. And it goes bouncing out of bounds. Who's going to have it? Providence. Off the restart, it'll be Grillo. Sure, by the end of this game, we just saw Kevin Warren. We'll probably be able to hear him up here. He is a coach that really gets into it. A lot of passion and fire for this sport and his team. Say the same about Chris Gabrielli, a guy you've known a long time.
Known a long, long time.
Here comes Providence now, looking to get an offensive opportunity. They go top of the crease, and Hanson Petracos was there trying to take the feed from Kearns. Now coming away with it, Gibson Smith. 84 GBs to lead the Big East. He's a machine.
Too bad opening possession for Providence right there. The early turnover at the midfield, kind of forcing one in the crease there. Not what you want early on here. Again, we don't want to give this Georgetown offense too many possessions, because obviously they're deadly. So Providence got to clean it up on the offensive side.
Well, it is top scoring team in the Big East at 14.2 a game. Here's McDermott now. Joe McHale was on him. They switch. The pole picks him up now. Here's Buccaro. Buccaro up top. Wittenberg. Challenge. Caraway back to Wittenberg. Now Buccaro. Didn't play 2 weeks ago. Gave a little rest to rest that knee. Buccaro. Trying to lose the defender. Flings it out off the pipe. And off the pipe was Caraway with a rocket from the left side.
Talked about in the open, Providence is going to slide a lot. Not really trusting their matchups, I don't think, with this talented offensive group from Georgetown. So a lot of slides. They've got to recover well. And the off ball, they've got to pinch in. Got another good look from Georgetown here. Rings the pipe. against Boyce. But again, gonna slide early here, and if you're Georgetown, gotta move the ball.
Feet in front, and they do just that. You talked about him in the lineup, Steve. That's Robert Clark. He had a big game last week against St. John's. Had a goal early to get himself going. He had 4. He finished with 5 points and 4 ground balls, and he scores here to make it 2-0 Georgetown.
And right there, Providence doesn't even slide. That's just bad off-ball defense. You've got to be covering up inside. You've got to be checking hands, checking sticks in the middle of the field there. There was no slide. Georgetown attacked the short stick. And again, Providence, it's just a simple cut. Got to be covering them there on the inside. You got to be taking hands, got to be taking arms. Can't let guys catch balls on the inside.
49th of the career for Robert Clark. Quietly this year, scored 29 goals. It's the 3 we've talked about a lot that get all the accolades seemingly, and Caraway, Buccaro, and Wittenberg. And he has stepped his game up. Violation on the face-off, and it's Providence ball. Nick Shaw ahead for Grillo. Now Nick Hatzibatrakos. Subs coming in, they complete that. Henricks now against Tucker Gilman. Henricks gets free, fires, and a save by McElroy, reaching to his right.
It's a great move by Henricks. Got himself open, got to the middle of the field. Nice jab step. That was the best look so far from Providence today. It was a great move by Henricks, just couldn't finish it.
Yep. Caraway now says, let's settle it down, boys. Subs continue to file in for the Hoyas. Wittenberg's got the ball, number 6 there. Takes a look back, and the sub came in. Now they can go to work in the offensive end. This is Caraway. Emmett Jennings, the sophomore, they're very high on him. 28 was covering him, he switched off there. Back of the cage, Wittenberg now. Hat-tricks in each of his last 2 games. Caraway trying to bounce one. And it'll stay with Georgetown with 31 on the shot clock. This is Wittenberg with it. To the near side. McHale, the short stick, stayed with him. Back up top, Caraway now. Buccaro trying to get free. Deflected shot. 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with, right?
Plenty of time here, 15 seconds. Look for Georgetown. They've been attacking a lot from behind, going after those short sticks. A lot of inverts here early on.
Down to 5 now. Up top, Wittenberg throws it in front, and that'll go awry, and it'll be Providence ball. After all that, with a 2-0 Georgetown lead. Tate Boyce trots it out. Made the clearing pass last week against Villanova that allowed Providence to tie the game at the horn. This is Jennings. Promising young defenseman, gets it ahead for Henricks. Second teamer in the Big East this year. Matt Grillo, they weren't sure about him at the start of the week, but he's good to go, obviously playing in this one. This time of the year, you're not sitting out unless you can't walk, right?
Just tape it up.
Right, put some tape, a little mud on it.
That's it.
Hatzibatrakos swings it far side to Brendan Kearns. Those two have scored a ton of points for the Providence Friars. They're both now seniors. Here's Henricks, short stick matchup. It's Aslanian. Another short stick and Gilman shot, and they score. They get it down low on a nice shot by Ryan Naraki, the junior out of Smithtown, New York. And the Friars are on the board. It's 2-1.
Providence having success, dodging off the top. Had a nice look and opportunity last possession, couldn't finish it, but Naraki does a good job there, gets to his left hand. Again, another jab step, getting that space, beating his defenseman, and finish it left-handed. So look for Providence to keep going to those middies. Obviously, that's a matchup that they like. Gone to it here early, had 2 good looks, one resulted in a goal.
So Naraki, with his 12th of the season, had an assist and 3 shots when these 2 teams met in April on that 17-15 Georgetown win. Good job there by Riley on the faceoff. Got the win. Caraway's got it now midfield. Off the Bucci's on the scoreboard here today. First goal of the game at 13:23, an unassisted tally for him. Comes Lucas Wittenberg. And go to Caraway. Good read there by Shaw. With a short stick in there to break that up to start all. And the turnover forced by the Friars.
Great off-ball defense from the Friars. Everybody was pinched down. Top defenseman was all the way down, covering that crease, covering that skip pass, sticks on the inside. Good off-ball defense of Providence, and they're going to need that all day. If they're going to slide early and be forced to rotate, the guys off-ball have got to do their job. Did a nice job right there.
Here's Henricks now, takes the pass from Kearns. Grillo back to Henricks. The Rockies trotting on. They get the subs they want on. The offensive guys back out of the field for Chris Gabrielli's Providence Friars as they look for the equalizer here. As Lonnie picks up the ball carrier. Now goal line extended. Now they'll take it back behind Cage. Grillo swings it now to Henricks. Rocky now switching hands, had their first goal, trying to get his second and tie this thing up. It'll stay with Providence, 20 on the clock.
Georgetown on the opposite end here defensively, they're going to have to look to help to these short sticks. So far, Providence has had some really good looks, kind of having their way in those matchups. So going to have to at least show, maybe not slide, but at least show, give these guys a little help.
Here's Evan McGreen now. Help comes as Lonnie backs off, shot clock winding down, shot! And it's off the side of the cage, off the net, and McElroy will calmly clear it ahead for Aslanian.
They almost got you there.
Almost,
almost.
Almost.
I thought he was good too.
Aslanian will give it up for Declan McDermott. Georgetown's won 3 in a row, 11-4 coming in overall. 3-2 in Big East play. The far side, Caraway trying to get that thing to settle. Emmett Jennings on him. Said yesterday in talking to him, he learned an awful lot from James Barclay and Jared Newman, who were rocks on the back end for Chris Gabrielli before graduating. Here's Bucaro now. Bucaro beats the short stick, skips it across. Wittenberg winds, fires, and missed the target. 24 on the shot clock. This is Lucas Wittenberg now. Jake Caraway. Wittenberg under 10 on the shot clock. Clark thought about it. Trying to go down low for Bucaro. Shot clock winding down, and it's going to be a violation. Goes over to Providence.
Like what Providence did there, they started the possession, and man, obviously the ball went out on that shot, and they realized it was short time, went to a zone, totally slowed up Georgetown. Now it's good coaching from Coach Gabrielli and his staff, switching it up mid-possession. Threw off the timing of Georgetown. They weren't ready to see zone at all.
Well, really, these two coaches, Gabrielli and Warren, are both defensive guys by trade, right?
So is Coach Tierney. He's another defensive guy. A lot of you guys in this.
Mike Corrado.
Another defense. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Kevin Warren, talking to him, he said, look, I'm the head coach. I care about wins and losses. If our offensive coordinator's got a great game plan, we'll take it.
Yeah.
And they do. Here's Grillo back behind Cage. Trying to make a move on the pole, and Grillo does! Matt Grillo comes in and puts one away. He's now on an 8-game goal streak. And he ties this game up 2 apiece with 4:54 remaining in the opening quarter. Great look from up top at Grillo. An outstanding young talent has tied the score here in our first of 2 Big East semifinals here in Denver. Big day of lacrosse here in Denver, Colorado. Great to have you with us with Steve Panarelli. My name is Ben Holden and all of our great crew here in Denver. 2-2 here inside of 5 to go in the opening quarter. And touched on it earlier last week. Providence, Villanova, what an ending they had. Nick Hatzipetracos found the back of the net. Time expired. They go to overtime, Steve. They didn't waste any time. 5 seconds. Kyle Keating wins it right down the alley. First career goal and a game winner.
Well, that's how you want to do it, right? In overtime, get it over early, get it done,
yeah.
Save those legs for the Big East tournament.
And then there were all different kinds of scenarios. As you can see, if Villanova had won, they'd be playing Providence. on the other side, I mean, there were a lot of things going on. I mean, there was a time when we could have had 5 teams at 3-2 when somebody would have been left out.
Yeah, it was tight this year in the Big East. Like I said to you before the game, I think all 4 of these teams can win it this weekend. I think in years past, sometimes you came in, you kind of felt like Denver was the team that beat, and really nobody had really much of a chance. But I think it's wide open this year. I expect 2 great games here today, and whoever comes out of that, it's going to be a great final as well.
No question about it. High stakes indeed. Georgetown, their first 2 possessions, 2 goals. Their last 3, they've had 3 turnovers. And this one's going to Providence here. Shaw to Grillo. Grillo tied it right before our break. You're just joining us? Kevin Warren working the sidelines as he always does.
And it's been all isolation from Providence, you know. Look to help those guys off ball. Even if you don't want to slide, you just got to show a little bit. Give that guy, slow him up that Dodger, just half a step so your guy can recover who's covering the ball. But right now, no help.
Henricks, goal line near side. Kearns comes in and scores. Brendan Kearns. The senior played his high school ball at Chaminade High School, and he is a ball player. 40.
Right, draws the slide, moves it right away, right to the guy in front of him. Make the easy pass, let him get the assist, and a nice cut from Kearns, recognizing that the slide was coming and going. He followed the slide, able to stick it left-handed. So really good offense from Providence, good team offense, unselfish, and good job moving the ball.
He likes playing Georgetown. 9 goals of his 93 career goals have come against the Hoyas. The assist there to Matt Grillo. Got a goal and an assist now. Good work there. And then to scoop that up, there's Jennings. Providence, 3 goals in the last 4:37 here. They take the lead on Georgetown. Winner moves on to Saturday's Big East Tournament Final to face Denver or Villanova. Their second game, the 1-4 matchup, Denver the 1 seed. Here's Kearns now. Kearns trying to beat the pole. Still got it back in the cage. Now Nick Hatzipatrackos. Small, shifty, and quick, and very productive in his career. Tim Henricks. Hatzipatrackos, 2.5 goals per game, second in the Big East. Here's Naraki, gets a step, but help comes. Down on the deck. And it's taken away by Georgetown. The Hoyas have got it. Let the pole run over the midfield line as they give it off to Baccaro. And that was Alex Mazzone that brought it over. Now the Hoyas will go to work here. Clark on the end line. Trying to get control of it. Challenge back there. And now Clark comes out, gets it topside, wanted to go to Caraway at the midfield line, gets by both players, McLeod and Grillo. Providence on the restart. Kevin Warren's like, wait a minute. They give it to the Friars. Kearns lays it back. Now Dan Axelson, a junior, hands it off to Kevin McCordick, another junior. McCordick trying to get by Bucci. Right side, peeling back. Trying to get away there is Ryan Zimmerman. Now Axelson with it. Shorts to Gilman. Good defender he is Gilman. Under 2 to go in the quarter now. Bucci trying to get him from behind there. Couldn't get it out of his stick. And a shot. Off the mark, 34 on the shot clock. Here's Grillo cutting in, and Grillo scores again. 3-point game so far for Matt Grillo, 2 and an assist for him in the opening quarter, and Providence has increased it to a 2-goal lead at 4-2 with 1:45 to go in the quarter.
Last time Grillo uses just a straight speed dodge, beats his guy topside. This time uses his body, gets to 5-5, able to inside roll there, put the defenseman on his back, shield him, and able to score. Done a nice job here, girls, so far, dodging really the entire Providence team since that early part of the first quarter, early part of the game. Their Dodgers have been very explosive, winning their matchups, which is creating and leading to good offense.
So Matt Grillo, the freshman out of Ward Melville High School, the same high school that Providence fans and Big East fans will remember Will Mazzone attended. There's Keating off the face-off, and he scores again! His second career goal. This one not as dramatic as last week's, but still big. Wins the draw right down the middle alley and sticks it in the back of the cage. 2 goals in 6 seconds.
Right there, he pops it out the front, does a nice job. When you're that offensive player, you're the first threat, right? You're the first option to shoot. If nobody slides to you, nobody comes to you, you've got to be confident and you've got to let it rip. And nobody came to him. He did a nice job of reading the defense. Georgetown slow to go, recognizing he's a face-off guy, and he made him pay. So nice job from Keating.
Chris Gabrielli told us earlier in the week, he said 2 years ago he had a great tournament when he was at Providence. He said he struggled his junior year, had some injuries, but he's back in his groove, and certainly moment last week he'll never forget. This one will be a part of his moments he'll never forget too, I'm sure, Steve.
Got to start using him in the offense.
That's right. Let him be an omitty. Georgetown, their last shot on goal came at the 11:26 mark. So they got to get something going here. Down by 3. Kevin Warren said we've got to have a better start, and that'll help as Caraway stings one up top. Sniper is Jake Caraway, and it's a 2-goal game, 5-3 now, with 1:04 to play in the quarter.
And not a bad shot to give up here. Not much of an angle. A little late maybe getting out. Got to try to get out to Caraway. Obviously, he's a great shooter, but those are the types of shots that Georgetown's going to have today. If Providence is going to slide early and have to rotate and recover, they're going to get those time and room shots, and they're going to have to finish them from those types of spots on the field. So that's a good sign from Georgetown. Jake
Caraway now on a 22-game goal scoring streak, easy for me to say. His 65th goal in that stretch, in his 113th career goal. Wittenberg draws the assist. Riley, good job by him to win that one from Keating. Riley will bring it in. Is he going to do the same thing Keating did? He thought about it, and it was knocked out of his cross. And Clark trying to track it. Battle down there in the corner there with Rob Stovall. And Stovall wins the battle. Shot clock not a factor here for Providence. Under 40 to go in the quarter. They work it down here for one last shot. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think they've got, obviously Georgetown just scored, but I think Providence has got the momentum. They feel really good about this first quarter. Don't want to give up anything cheap here, so they'll probably initiate. They've been doing a nice job of dodging from the midfield, so I expect them to keep it up there. And with about 12 to 13 seconds, they should be starting to go.
All right. Henricks has got it. Midfield circle. Here he goes. Gilman on him. Henricks gives it off. It's Kearns. Kearns trying to go across and was looking for Grillo, but that pass too high for him. And 0.3 of a second left. Georgetown will fling one down, and it's off the mark. And after our opening quarter play in our first semifinal today, Kevin Warren's team, the defending champs, down to Providence by 2. It's 5-3 here in the Big East Lacrosse Tournament. Great to have you with us for it here on CBS Sports Network. Just about to begin the second quarter here in our first of 2 semifinals. Providence on top of Georgetown 5-3. Saturday night, 9 Eastern, CBS Sports Network is on the pitch for the Division 1A Rugby National Championship. It's a rematch of last year's finalist Cal battles, Life University, for the 2019 title, only on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Alongside Steve Panarelli, my name is Ben Holden. Great to have you with us. And between our break there, Chris Gabrielli was kind enough to let our camera and our microphone into his huddle. Here's that.
Jump to the ball and support. Jump to the ball and support. All right? Listen, we're winning the face-offs. We're winning the face-offs. Keep doing what you're doing on offense. We need to get more stops. Yeah. Got to get more stops. Great job in the clearing game, though. Oh, yeah, right? Great job in the clearing game. Keep it up. Keep it up. Let's go.
Coach Gabbs, obviously liking the offense. I agree with him 100%. Defensively, even before that, we were up here in the booth. We got to hear a little bit longer of that part, and he was talking about on-ball pressure and bringing those slides fast. So much of the same from Providence. They feel good about the face-off. Both teams came in about 48%. So if they can get a win there, that would be huge. If they can win that battle here today, especially if this game is tight.
Yeah, good battle there between Keating and Riley. Ball up in the air, and that ball goes the way of Georgetown. Here's Gibson Smith. The pole brings it in. Now handled by Bucaro. Keating goes off. Want to mention his goal at 1:39, 6 seconds after the goal by Grillo, tied for 15th all-time in NCAA history in the shortest amount of time in between goals. They did it in 8 seconds last week, so who knows? They win this game. They might do it in 4 on Saturday.
What's the record of 6 is only 18?
That's a great question.
That's pretty impressive.
Get the research department on that.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
That is quick. Good to have you with us. First of 2 semifinals here. Denver and Villanova will follow at approximately 9 Eastern time. Wittenberg loads and fires. And the Hoyas will keep it. 38 on the shot clock.
3 seconds, I'm being told.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. I don't know how that's possible.
Wow, done 3 times.
Done 3 times. This is a lie. I don't believe it.
I'm getting on YouTube after these games.
I gotta see.
Shot clock approaching 20. How about Clark trying to go over the shoulder? No look behind the back. You got 21 now. The restart will come here for the Hoyas. Caraway gets it back from Wittenberg. Jake Caraway and Daniel Bucaro entered this game both with 48 goals on the season. Good work there. Nick Cruz to knock that ball down and force the turnover.
Good active sticks all day. Providence has had their sticks up in the passing lane, being active. And again, with their strategy of good on-ball pressure, going out and playing, being extended. When you're extended, it's even more important that the guys off-ball are tight and got their sticks in passing lanes.
Here come the Friars on the run. Kearns with a shot off the pipe. He had that labeled top corner and he rang it off the pipe. Georgetown, they turn it over less than anyone in college lacrosse. Scotia over 13 a game. They've got 6 so far. Providence with just 4. Here is Nick Hatzipatrakos. Ryan Naraki, who scored here today. Similar start to this game that the meeting that Georgetown came back to win 17-15. Providence had their way, and that was a big thing Kevin Warren talked about. Our start has to be better against this team. Here's Naraki. Geddes, the short stick on him. Back behind Cage. Hatzipatrakos comes out and stuffs it in the top corner. Yes, it counts. The referees got together, made sure he didn't come down in the crease before that ball across the plane, and it counts. And it's a goal for Providence, 6-3.
Started with that turnover. Providence, again, getting those sticks in the passing lane. Georgetown doesn't usually turn it over a lot, but have here today. And then Hatzipatrakos right here, gets it and goes right away. Knew exactly where he was going as soon as he caught the ball and did a nice job. Not much of an angle there. You're going to take a look right here. He's barely at goal line extended and able to bury that near side. So really nice finish from Hatzipatrakos.
Well done. Approaching 90 career goals. Has a 6-pack of goals against Georgetown this season. Riley and Keating go at it again at the face-off X. Going to give the ball to Providence. No, they're not. They're going to give it to Georgetown.
He said the right word, pointed the wrong way.
Right, exactly.
He was still in the first quarter.
Ryan Naraki drawing the assist on that last Providence goal. They have a 3-goal lead here as we approach 3 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Bucaro now. Trying to skip it across. There's that defense against Steve Panarelli. Getting the pole up there was Nick Cruz. And Nick Cruz on the run with the pole. Lays it back now. And a shot coming. They score! Ripped in. They beat McElroy. It was Owen Martinson. And Providence is up by 4 with 11:45 to go in the half.
You never want to turn it over up high in your offensive zone because it leads to runouts and breakouts. and it leads to transition. So the turnover's up high. Providence does a nice job. Recognize that they have numbers, and then Martinson filling the lane, able to stick it right-handed in transition. 7-3 Friars.
Providence Friars on top by 4. 2 goals in the last 39 seconds. Their 7 goals have come in a span of 12:03. Riley able to pitchfork that one out, allows Tucker Gilman to find it. He came off the wing, did Gilman. Georgetown, what do they got to do, Steve, to climb back in this? It's only 4, but they don't want to let it get too far.
I think it's really simple. Just take care of the ball. You've got dynamic players on offense, guys that can handle the rock, guys that can make plays, score, put the ball in the back of the net. Just got to take care of it. They've just been having too many easy turns, literally throwing it to Providence, so they got to take care of the ball.
Shot there down low by Dylan Watson. Back behind Cage, here comes Ricaro. Back up top, Wittenberg. Slides it across Caraway now. Got away from McHale. Now the pole came over to help out. That was Nick Cruz. Made a nice defensive play earlier here in the second quarter. Wittenberg now. Little room, goes toward the Cage. Looked like he wanted to go back to Caraway, but instead Boyce had it, and now Providence is off and running. It's Joe McHale.
And just another sloppy turnover. Just a lot of their passes just don't have zip on it. They just really just throwing lollipops out there, and Providence just picking them off. Really, honestly, very easy to pick off a lot of these passes the way they're throwing them.
Friars go to work in the offensive end now. With a 4-goal lead with 10:25 to play in the second quarter. Winner moves on to the championship Saturday afternoon here at Peter Barton Lacrosse Stadium here in Denver. Axelson. Patrick Aslanian watching him. Axelson takes a look. Getting the sub onto the field as Zimmerman trots on, number 12. Zimmerman, the only man down goal in the Big East this season. Or even now, but just thought it was an interesting stat and fact about him. Surprised Gabrielli when we were talking to him the other day. Here is Zimmerman with it now. Gibson Smith was watching him. Grillo now. Trying to shake free from his zone. Left side shot, saved by McElroy. Grillo reached up to get it. Fresh shot clock. Nancy Petrakos takes it wide. McCordick for Axelson now. Help comes. Calzi came out to challenge. There's a shot whistle. A low to high by Kearns off the mark.
Great possession for Providence right here. Couldn't have drawn up anybody. Just throw it at the goalie and let him touch it. Right? Yeah. Get it right back, just how they drew it up.
Right.
But nice long possession here. Give their defense a rest.
Grillo tried a little swim move there. Lost it. GB scooped up by Stephen McLeod. Junior out of San Francisco. Grillo doing a good job of riding him there. Gibson Smith first in the Big East in ground balls and caused turnovers. Just a sophomore is Smith. Georgetown gets a stop they needed. See what they do here in the offensive end. Jake Caraway with it. Subs completed for Georgetown now. Caraway. Caraway gets a step, and Caraway dives in and scores. A spectacular finish by Jake Caraway to make it a 7-4 game now with 8:17 to play in the half.
Caught Providence sleeping there defensively. Nobody was in position to slide. Look at that. Nobody in the middle is ready to go. Caraway recognizes that. He's got the short stick on him. Beats him underneath. And again, nobody in sight of Caraway. Nobody even looking to help from Providence right there. You can't leave your short stick against a guy like Caraway behind the goal with no help.
Second goal of the game. 14 multi-goal games this season. What a 1-2 punch he and Bucaro are. James Riley for Georgetown. Taking this face-off, and they give Keating a break. And they put R.J. Romeo in, and Riley comes away with it. whistle and a timeout taken by Georgetown with 8:05 to play in the half. And a 3-goal lead for Providence. Mentioned earlier, Steve, how good Kevin Warren's team is. You can't get any better. They lead the country in turnovers, but today so far they have not been wise, as you've touched on, and smart with the ball.
Completely out of character for this offense. Just a lot of sloppy passes. Like I said, a lot of soft passes. You know, sometimes you're skipping that through, or you're throwing it on to just to the next man. You just kind of put a little something on it to get it there, but a lot of lazy passes, a lot of sloppy passes, and really making it really easy on the off-ball defenders of Providence.
So here's the tournament profile for 17th ranked Georgetown, 11-4, 3-2 in the conference, an RPI of 17. On the bubble, or is that how you feel about them or not?
I think if you look at Denver, you look at Georgetown, and you look at Villanova,
yep,
they all have a case. It's not, none of them are great cases. They all have a case, though. I think all three of them have got to take care of business this weekend. Lock it up. You don't want to get down to Selection Sunday because it could go either way. I think I look at the Big East right now as a one-team conference, and I think that's going to be whoever wins this conference tournament here this weekend.
Yeah, last year 3 were in. Of course, Georgetown, the auto bid. Villanova got in. Denver got in. Chris Gabrielli with a coach's board out, drawing it up for his guys. In our bracket, next game coming up, approximate time, 9 Eastern for our opening face-off between number 1 Denver and number 4 Villanova. Those are the seeds, of course, here in the Big East tournament. And this place will be packed when Denver plays. A good turnout already. They love the lacrosse out here in Colorado and in Denver. And the birthday boy yesterday, Kevin Warren, but his guys can trim this deficit down here. They've got the ball. Tons of time on the shot clock, over 70. Here we go on the restart. Clark back in the cage. Now Bucaro. Caraway watched by Emmett Jennings. Joe McHale comes back to short stick D-mid to try to stay with Bucaro. Up top, Wittenberg makes a move, left-handed shot. And a good save by the Big East goalkeeper of the year, Tate Boyce there.
And that was a good stop. Wittenberg is as good as anybody shooting on the run. Got his hands free, made a nice job of creating space for himself, and Boyce was all over it. Take a look at the replay. Nice dodge right there. Got his hands free, got his hands back. But Boyce was in great position, stayed strong on the pipe, and saw it the whole way.
He is a special one. Recently added to the Boston Cannons of the MLL. Good stick there by Gilman, knocked it free. And the Friars able to track it down. Good work there by Evan McGreen. And we get a timeout taken by Chris Gabrielli. 6:56 to play in this second quarter. Georgetown allowed 7 so far in this first half. Their previous 2 games, they gave up a total of 6 goals in the first half. So very unlike Georgetown to this point. In a little more or less than 7 minutes, coming up at halftime, we'll have our latest installment of Cornhole Conversation with 2 Villanova players. Very entertaining. You want to stick around for that. We'll preview our second semifinal of the day here from Denver, Villanova and Denver. And first half highlights, stats, and analysis from up here in the broadcast booth. So with a timeout with 6:56 remaining, Providence on top by 3. And the Big East, all the major awards, they got it right, right?
I would say they did get it right. Yeah, absolutely. I think I agree with all these picks. Gotta love the freshman from Denver taking over for a pretty good face-off guy that they had here for a little while.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he stepped in some big shoes and did a great job getting freshman of the year. Coach Corrado always does a good job with his Villanova team. I think there was a stat, they've been in every Big East tournament since the beginning.
They have, yes.
He's been consistent, but had a really nice job. Did a really nice job this year with those guys, and we're getting a good look at Bucaro and Boyce right now. Boyce was unbelievable for this Providence team all year long. Kept them in a lot of games. And again, when you play in front of a defense like that that wants to be aggressive and go out and play people and chase and be all over the field, you've got to have a good senior goalie when it breaks down, and he's been that guy.
That was Father Thomas Davenport, the team chaplain for Providence. Makes the majority of their road trips. He is taking the game in, and hoping he can help bring some luck to his guys. Here is Henricks now, 6.5 to play in the half. Brendan Kearns now. McGreen backed away. McCalzy there watching him. Here's Kearns, doubled, open man, shot clock winding down. Providence trying to get one late, and the shot clock's going to expire, so Georgetown again, another good defensive stand there, Steve.
Defense is playing much better than they did in that first quarter. Nice slides and recoveries. Their approaches, attack and stick high. Now that these guys get these shots off, so they're doing a much better job defensively than they did early on.
9-5 are the shots on goal in favor of Providence. They lead by 3 on the scoreboard where it matters. 7-4, inside of 6 to play in the half. Bucci swings it off to Wittenberg. Back to Bucci. Now McDermott. Now Caraway loads and fires. He's going top corner and missed it by a couple of inches there. Carl bounced it out to McDermott. Now Wittenberg will load, fire and score. Lucas Wittenberg, a rocket. It goes by Tate Boyce. What an addition Wittenberg has been the last 2 years. Named a captain, he's only been here for 2 years. That says a lot about him.
Just your classic one more call. You can hear Wittenberg calling for it. He knew he was going to have time in the room, got his hands all the way back, got it to his right hand, his strong hand. And when you give that guy that much time in the room, it's almost a guaranteed goal. Beautiful shot from Wittenberg.
Declan McDermott, the assist. Kevin Warren, he didn't distribute the ball there, but Warren said he's one of the best passing middies he's ever been around. He's been around a lot. So he's got a burst, and he's that third alpha male on our team to go with Bucaro and Jake Caraway. James Riley wins another one against R.J. Romeo. He's taken the last 2 face-offs for Providence. Georgetown again, now a chance to get it to within 1 here, Steve. Caraway. Jennings staying with him. McDermott, Austin McDonald, also a captain for Georgetown. One of those glue guys, does a lot of little things. Wittenberg gets free from the pole, now Caraway. Back up top he goes. McDermott, lefty shot coming. Bounce deflected and goes out of bounds, and 46 on the shot clock. Bucaro quickly back to it. McDermott. Bucaro, short stick matchup for him. Caraway put his stick up onto the skip pass. Now he'll get it, fire, and miss. 27 on the shot clock.
Georgetown being very unselfish here up top. Almost playing like an umbrella. They got 3 middies right across the top. And they're just in good positions and shooting positions. These guys are just ready to fire. And good one more calls, moving it on to the next guy.
Wittenberg surveys the situation. Clark thought about it, back to Wittenberg. Goes down on the side of the crease, and a beautiful feed, and a great job by McDonald to reach up, snare it, and then put it in the back of the cage. Coming off a goal last week, he's got one here today, and it's a one-shot game, Steve.
Catch Providence in the zone. They went to it earlier, and you can't be that extended in the zone. You've got to stay tight. You can't let skip passes go through. And McDonald does a good job of going up top, getting that, and being able to finish it. So good zone offense from the Hoyas. And again, if you're Providence, you've got to stay in tight, and you've got to have your sticks to the inside. You can't let those skip passes go through, especially if the guys on goal line extended.
7th of the season for Austin McDonald. And Colin Keating's back in there. He scoops the GB away from Tucker Gilman. Georgetown has scored 3 goals in the last 4 minutes and 3 seconds to get this to a one-shot game. And they've had, what, the last 2 possessions defensively, they've come up with stops, right?
They've been much better defensively. Yeah, you're right. The stops leading to offense, and that's a recipe for success for them. Get stops on defense and give it to that high-powered offense and let them do what they do.
Well, timeout taken with 3:56 to go. That last goal scored by Austin McDonald. Lucas Wittenberg, he's not having a bad day. A goal and 3 assists to this point for Wittenberg at 4:14. So while they're discussing these two teams in their respective huddles. Let's talk a little bit about Joe McHale and this young man. He's number 16 for Providence, a senior, product of New Jersey. He had a couple instances where his hamstrings continued to be torn, and they couldn't figure out why and what was causing it. And after many doctors and many visits and testing and all those kind of things to try to determine what was going on with him, it was determined that he had type 1 diabetes. And it's nothing new to his family. His dad was a Division I college football player. His mom has it. His uncle has it. Had a chance to visit with him yesterday. He's got a fund set up to help raise money for fighting type 1 diabetes. And I mean, I was incredibly impressed talking to him. This is a very, very talented young man that whatever he does, Steve, in life, they've got the ribbon on there for the diabetes, and he's going to be very successful, just very sharp. And the one thing I took away, I took a lot away from it. One of the biggest things was, I said, what was your initial reaction when you found out? He said, I was with my dad. My dad took me to the hospital. My blood sugar was high. It was 350. It should be around 100. His dad looked at him, and they said, we've got to attack this. We have to attack it, just like he's played the game. So an amazing story, and we wish him and the best in all he's doing in his efforts to help fight type 1 diabetes. So Providence goes back to work. As we've touched on, Steve, they've been stymied here the last few trips down the field.
I just see them go back to attacking those short stick defenders of Georgetown. They had success with that early on in the game. And also dodging from behind. Grill did a nice job creating his own shot. So right now Georgetown sloughed in, not really going out and playing them like they were early on. That's what led to some of those dodges and guys getting open. Now they're playing off of them a bit and not going out and pressuring them. See how he's standing back in? Yep. Deep in, these guys are staying in.
Here is Brendan Kearns now. Gave it off for Ryan Araki.
It's almost like a matchup zone.
Yeah.
Almost like a matchup zone the way they're playing this right now. And the way everybody's sloughed in.
Here's Henricks now. Shot clock to 15. They go back at X for Nick Hatzipetrakos. Back to Henricks. Now to Araki. Shot clock under 10. In fact, down to 6. Araki came right into traffic, and he was surrounded by white shirts. McElroy comes up with a ball and gets it out to Aslanian. Aslanian still with it. Gives it off. Caraway fires and missed.
And I think it was a matchup zone. It wasn't like a matchup zone. I could tell the way those guys were sliding, the way the next pass, guys were just jumping out. So Georgetown switching up what they're doing defensively, and it seems to be working. So Providence has got to figure that out, got to come up with a plan.
So now Georgetown, they were down 7-3 minutes ago, and now it's a 7-6 game with a chance to tie this thing up. With 2:20 to play in the half. Caraway doubled, hacked and whacked from behind by Jennings. Caraway, short stick. Back up top to Wittenberg, who's having a monster day already. Now a shot from Watson, the prize freshman. Dylan Watson had a big game against Providence. He had 3 goals, 2 of them man up for his first career hat trick when they met back in April. Inside of 2 minutes to play now in the half. Shot clock to 25. Bucarl still with it. Trying to go across for Bucci, and a great read there, taken away by Henricks. Henricks on the run. Gives it off. Grillo. Beautiful read there by Henricks, the second-team All-Big East performer.
That's one way to beat the zone, is try to get out in transition. Don't let the zone get set. I know that as being a Syracuse basketball fan, they always say the way to beat the zone is they got to beat them up the floor.
Now look, we haven't worked together in a year, but my next line to you after that was going to be, is that the Jim Boeheim zone?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You got to try to beat that zone up the field before it can get set and get some goals, get some easy ones in transition. But here they are, they're set, and they're going to be back up into that matchup zone. Well,
Georgetown in this quarter has forced 5 Providence turnovers. Inside of a minute to go now in the half. 1 goal lead for Providence. They've got the rock. McCordick. Zimmerman swings it back for Hatzipetrakos. Now Grillo. Hatzipetrakos with it. Watched by Gibson Smith. Shot clock coming up on 10. Hatzipetrakos, and he scores. There's a flag on the play as he put it in. Referees discussing. The goal is good with 32.8 seconds remaining in the half, and it's a 2-goal lead once again for Providence.
Foul is wiped out. The push was wiped out. Very good. We're all even.
So the verdict from the officials as we look back, Steve.
And it starts with that defense again. We've talked about how in this game for both teams, turnovers have led directly to goals. Georgetown has another one there. Then Hatzipetrakis does a nice job. Inside roll. It's one of the few places that you kind of can dodge to in a zone. Georgetown probably should have been sloughed in a little bit more, ready to come coma slide there. But it is one of the few places that you can get an inside roll where you can attack a zone.
And that young man, number 25, leads the Big East in shot percentage at 42.5%. With 32.2 to go.
Face-off violation, 30 seconds. White 16 will serve. White 16.
There you go. Face-off violation on Georgetown.
It's their third of the game, so that'll be a 30-second penalty.
Yep, exactly. So Clark will go in there to serve it. So man-up opportunity here for Providence. Rocky on the restart. Axelson. 25 seconds and counting to go in the half. Rocky back up top to Axelson. Into the middle. Beautiful touch pass. Hatzipetrakis to Kearns. And the two seniors cash in. And Providence back up by 3 goals here with 18.3 to go in the half.
Good man-up offense here. Go from a 1-3-2 to basically to like a 3-3. And Kearns does a nice job of being active on the inside and finding those open spots. Finds that one right there. Hatzipetrakis puts it right on him. And Kearns are able to finish it and increase this lead to 3 with about 18 seconds left. It stays like this. Providence will carry that momentum into half. That's the way you want to finish a half if you're Providence.
No question about it. A man up that was 28.9% of the season, and they came up big when they had to. Gibson Smith's got it. 10 seconds left ahead for Tucker Gilman. Gilman across the field. Georgetown looking to get one last rip at the cage here. Wittenberg's got to fire it, and does. And it hit Clark, his teammate, as the horn sounds. And Clark still feeling the effects of that vulcanized rubber that hit him down in the leg. So 1 half in the books here, Steve. What are your thoughts on this first half?
Well, I think Providence obviously got him in the first quarter there. Nice adjustments from Georgetown with that man-to-man zone, that matchup zone. So they've got to figure that out, Providence.
All right, so the 3-seed Providence 9, the 2-seed Georgetown 6. In our first of 2 semifinals. Here from Denver, you're watching the Big East Lacrosse Tournament on CBS Sports Network.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich, you can hold on to them forever.
Beautiful shot there. I'm going to be up there somewhere tomorrow in the Rockies. I'm going to drive up in the mountains for about 3 hours and
we're in the Rockies.
Take in a little scenery. 9-6, just about set to begin the third quarter. Our Geico difference makers, and up on the marquee first for Georgetown, Lucas Wittenberg. What a half he's at.
Yeah, we highlighted him at the top. This guy is so dynamic. We talked about him being a passer. It helps when you're 6'4" because you can see over and through defenses. And then Nick Hatzipetrakis has done a nice job for Providence here today. He's one of those guys that can score multiple ways. He's done it off ball and with the ball in his stick, so he's done a nice job for Providence offensively.
And the moving pictures, Steve, from the first half. Take us through those and a lot to look at.
Well, early in the game, it was Providence's defense creating those turnovers, active sticks, making it tough on Georgetown to find those skip passes. But then Georgetown's defense started to tighten up, did a nice job. They switched up to that matchup zone, which is giving Providence struggle. And then it was that last goal there from Kearns from Providence, extended that lead. And And again, giving Providence a 3-goal lead here at half.
And our first half numbers, what grabs your eyes the most from those particulars, Steve?
To be honest, I thought Georgetown would have had more turnovers, to be honest, the way they played. But I guess they really did a much better job in that second quarter. In the first quarter, the ball was getting thrown all over the place. But pretty even, pretty steady. Kind of what you expected, again, with all these games here this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So this the second meeting of the season. In the first meeting on April 6th, Kevin Warren's team was down 9-5 at half. He said, guys, this thing could snowball quick. It's up to you what you want to do. His team came back. They had a huge third quarter. They scored 12 in the second half, and they got out of town with a 17-15 win. Chris Gabrielli on the other side, he said it was a heartbreaking loss. He felt we played really well. Give them credit. They made us play at a tempo, and we couldn't stay with it.
And you could bet Coach Gabrielli was definitely talking about this at halftime, reminding these guys of what Georgetown's capable of. I would expect Providence to play better in this second half than they did in the first meeting.
That is Steve Panarelli. My name is Ben Holden. Matt Kushner, our producer today. Matt Plundo, our director. And Brian Kozlowski, our AD. Great to have all of our crew with us and you. And second half underway. We'll have the number 1 seed Denver and the 4 seed Villanova. And our nightcap that'll set us up for championship Saturday. With an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament on the line. Georgetown in the white uniforms. Providence in the black with those fancy chrome helmets. Sharp-looking helmet. Up top, Caraway shoots. 45 on the shot clock. Ton of time left for them. Caraway 2 in the first half. Wittenberg had 1 and 3 for Georgetown. It's a good shot of those helmets. That is a sharp-looking helmet. Here comes Wittenberg. Bucci opened the scoring. Now McDermott. Back to Massimo Bucci. Carl. Back at X. So shifty. Back to Wittenberg now. Send it across to McDermott. Jennings is there. 28 in black. Here is Bucaro now. 15 on the shot clock. Help comes. Bucaro sprints away. Finds the open man. Bucci fires. Saved by Boyce. Big save by Tate Boyce there.
And that's one of those saves that we talked about that he's going to have to make if Providence is going to go and slide and go out and press out on these talented Georgetown attackmen and offensive players. And right there, that's a big stop. That's one he needed.
And Robert Clark snapped his stick in half. Leaves the remnants on the field.
Take a broken stick for a turnover, though. It's a good trade.
Yeah, why not? Whatever it takes, right?
That's it.
That's right.
Got to back up over there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. The referees comes in, removes the debris, and now Georgetown goes back to work. Down by 3. And they do what they did in that first meeting. Watson comes in, looked like Boyce got a piece, but not enough. And Dylan Watson, who had 3 goals the last time they met, gets the first goal of this second half, and it's now a 9-7 game in favor of Providence.
Starts with the ride. You're going to see that one-handed, or actually two-handed wrap. Like we said, he breaks the stick, but creates the turnover. And right here, Providence just falling asleep a little bit on the inside. You've got to cover inside out, and you can't let Watson be that open. No matter how good Boyce is as a goalie, that's a tough save for anybody. And Watson able to finish it, get the lead back down to 2.
17th goal of the season, had those 3 goals, 2 on the man up, 3 shots on goals, and a ground ball for the first career hat trick. 5-point day now for Lucas Wittenberg, 1 and 4. Keating. Lost it. Good work there by Gibson Smith. Tracked down though by Grillo. Grillo works it up the sideline. Gets away there from Stephen McLeod. Now Hatzipetrako's with it. 2 and 1 in the first half for him. Has 87 career goals. He's 10th in school history now. It is Hatzipetrako's.
Georgetown back in that matchup zone already.
It's not a 2-3 Bayhan zone, is it?
Not a 2-3 Bayhan. Need much taller and lengthier guys for that.
Back at X goes Grillo with it. Hendricks, top of the box, Naraki. Far side now. Aslanian on the defensive side there against Evan McGreen. Henricks challenging the pole there. 20 seconds now on the shot clock. Naraki trying to get free. Good defense there by the Hoyas.
So one of the biggest misconceptions about zone is that if you're a defenseman, you can't go out and play the ball. You can't. Me, I always looked at it opposite. I always knew I had help to my left and right.
Okay.
I can go out and play more aggressive, throw more stuff, because I knew I always had help playing for my sides. When you're playing man, sometimes you're not so sure if that slide's going to come, if the guy's in the right position, if he thinks you're beat. But in the zone, you're always covered. So Georgetown's done a nice job of pressing out on the ball when those guys do dodge and getting a little bit aggressive and creating some turnovers.
Good stuff. Here's McDonald. Short-range touch there to Wittenberg. Lucas Wittenberg against Joe McHale. Short stick D-Mini. Caraway back of the cage. Back to Wittenberg now. Only to stretch him out here. Wittenberg now. Bucci looks the direction of Jake Caraway. I think I'd do that a lot if I was on this team too. Nearly a turnover. Bucci down. Good hustle by Massimo Bucci to keep the possession for the Hoyas. 15 and counting on the shot clock now. Here's Watson looking for another one. Bounces it. And Boyce got a piece. Wasn't sure where it went, but it went behind the cage. And Jennings tight ropes the end line. And a good job by Boyce to reach up and snare it.
Another good save from Boyce. That's a good look for Georgetown. Again, he's going to have to make some of those saves here, especially as this game gets late. He's going to have to be the guy for Providence. He's going to have to play big.
Most saves among any Division I goaltender. 4-year starter. He has been a rock for them. Goalkeeper of the year in 2019. 5 minutes gone here in the third quarter. 2-goal lead for Providence. They've got it. And a good stop there. Taken out of there, and here comes Georgetown off and running. Here is Gibson Smith with a pole, trying to bounce it and miss the target. And Kevin Warren's got Chris Brandow in cage. There's a chance at Clark. Using those hands, fake after fake, and he puts it in. And it's now back to a one-shot game at 9-8.
And this was good early offense. They had that break, misfire from the pole, and then they re-triggered it right away, got right back into that offense. Providence was not ready, didn't react well, didn't get a good jump off of the whistle. Georgetown beats them, and again, able to lead to some early odd man offense there. And a nice job from Clark, pumping high, going low.
Second goal of the day for Robert Clark, second assist of the day for Declan McDermott. Back to X we go. Riley for Georgetown, Keating for Providence. Good battle for it here. Flyers come away with it. Nick Shaw's got it. Carl gonna knock it with a wraparound opportunity there. Couldn't do it. Providence has it now, and they'll go to work offensively. Grillo sends it up top. Handled there by Evan McGreen, sophomore out of Rhode Island. Grillo, Gibson Smith watching him. That's Petrakos with Aslanian. The short stick on him. Good defender is Patrick Aslanian. Now Kearns, the lefty, swinging up top. McGreen to Henricks. Off the mark. GB scoop by the Hoyas. It's Lacalzi. And the Hoyas do the job. They'll bring it down. And an opportunity to tie this game up with 8:20 to go in the third.
Providence still has not had an answer offensively against this zone. Look confused, look out of sync. We've got to find some kind of rhythm offensively.
Coming up on 8 to play in the quarter. Clark for McDermott. Now Wittenberg. Help comes Wittenberg to McCarl. Now McCarl. Folks will watch Wittenberg, 6 and white with the ball. Wittenberg gives it off. Bucaro, a shot! Oh, he stunned that one just out of the top pipe. And Daniel Bucaro has tied the game. Georgetown sideline going nuts.
And you are right, partner. He absolutely stuffed this. Providence playing that pick. They jump the ball to leave the dangerous Bucaro open, and he ties it up at 9-9.
Nines are wild, 9-9 here. In the third quarter with 7:32 to play in it. Daniel Bucaro with his first goal of the day. 7:32, Wittenberg, his 5th assist. Defense, it's been the key for Georgetown here in the second half so far, Steve.
It's really been the turning point in this game. Really since the middle of the second quarter, their defense has been all over the Friars, not giving them much room. The zone, switching to that zone has really been the difference for them. You look at the turnovers, Providence got 3 this half, Georgetown with 0, so that's a good stat if you're Georgetown. But again, I feel like we're harping on it a little bit too much here, but Providence has really got to find something offensively. They haven't had an answer to the zone. They haven't really had a good look really since that midway of the second quarter. Even the goal that Hatchett-Petrarca scored, he had to find it on his own, inside roll. It was hard and it was a tough goal, so they got to find ways to create some easier offense for them.
All right, we'll see if they can do just that. Here's Keating, wins the draw, still got it. Looks back for Grillo. Halfway through this third quarter. Georgetown on a 6-2 run the last 16 minutes. Come back and tied this game up. They were down by as many as 4 in the first half. It's 7-3. But again, that defense led to them getting back into the game. And right now, it's knotted up at 9 apiece with 7 to go. Here they come, and a goal scored by McGreen. Evan McGreen, the sophomore, drives the cage hard, puts it away on Chris Brando. And he has come into the game in the second half to replace Evan McElroy.
And right, Providence did a good job. They played a little game with the substitution game, created a 5-on-5 situation, so Georgetown couldn't get into that zone that we've talked about, so forced them to play man there. Good job. Maybe that's something they can do with the clearing game, is create these opportunities of 5-on-5s, 4-on-4s by playing a little cat and mouse in the clearing game and the substitution game. And again, don't let that zone get set, and McGreen does a good job of finishing.
And there's a look at Brando, the young man out of Maryland, 6'1", 175-pound freshman, played his high school lax at Boys Latin. Did not play at all in the first meeting between these two, but he's in this one in a big game. And Kevin Warren not happy with how, I apologize, I called him Evan, it's Owen McElroy, played in that first half is the word we were told at halftime. Green gets it over the midfield line for Providence. Providence back up by 1. Subbing in complete, and it's Naraki who came on to take it. For Tim Henricks. Henricks. Back to Grillo. Surveys the situation with McLeod on him. Top of the box, it's Hatchett-Petrarca's with it now. Side of the crease, and a good save by Brando there. And a young man that can really finish.
Yeah, and Grillo right there, he went low to low. That's an easy save for the goal. If he would have bought that one up high, he had him going down. Would have been an easy goal for Grillo. Got to change the plane of your stick, especially when you're coming around from X.
Hoyas now, they'll look for the equalizer with 5:35 to play here in the third quarter. On comes Wittenberg. It'll be watched by Joe McHale. Here comes Wittenberg. It's a step for Bucci. Now Bucaro. Back at X he goes. Wittenberg, Watson fires, and Boyce saw that one all the way. And he flings it out here on the near side, right down below us. And Grillo had it. It was knocked away, though, nicely by McLeod and taken down out of the air by Buccaro. Here comes Buccaro on the run, trying to get one settled. Shot. Never got through. McHale reaching up to get it. Joe McHale's got it. Sprints to midfield, now backs it off a little bit. Grillo finding Nick Hatzipetrackos. Here come the Friars. Axelson with it. Forced out wide by Bucci. Now McHale's got it. Hatzipetrackos. McHale's going to go off. Back of the cage, Kearns swings near side to Grillo. McCordick with it. Coming up on 30 seconds on the shot clock. Axelson watched by Aslanian. Back at X they go, now goal line near side. Kearns has it. Taking a look, wants Axelson, finds him, and Brando comes up with a beautiful stop. Hoya's off and running the other way. It's Patrick Aslanian. Aslanian comes in, took a shot, tried to get a shot on Cage, but could not. And it's going to go, they're saying it's going to go to Providence.
I believe that was a shot. I think Georgetown has a good argument here.
Yeah, it looked like it. They're discussing. Our lead referee is Spike Decker.
Could always rely on a guy named Spike to get the call right.
You know he's tough with a name like that, or at least he should be, right?
No one's going to argue the calls with Spike.
Exactly. So you were right on. As I suspect that Georgetown gets the possession. It is their ball. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in this rapidly moving third quarter. McDermott back in X. Clark comes around. Boyce got a piece.
That's a big save right there. You're not going to get a much better look than that.
Yep. Boyce gets it for Rob Stovall. Stovall. And the cross of David Procopio. One of those seniors, product of Syracuse, New York. Another senior, Kearns. To the future, Matt Grillo, the freshman. Providence with the rock, up by 1. McGreen swings it for Henricks. Henricks still with it. Now it's Evan McGreen, watched by LaCalzi. Gilman comes on, the short stick D-mid for Georgetown, number 29. Ryan Naraki, who scored in the first half. He's got it. Now here comes a shot, and deflected away, came right back to Kearns, though. Shot clock down to 15 now for Providence. Here's Henricks, and he scores! With authority, Tim Henricks puts it in the back of the cage, and Providence is back up by 2.
Nice job by Providence. Gonna get the dodge here. Excuse me. Just a simple cut right there. What Georgetown has done is they have taken a short stick and buried him on the inside of that zone. So that's where you can kind of take an advantage. You're not going to have that big 6-foot pole, so you can kind of force balls inside against the zone because that's where the short stick is. They're putting all the poles on the edge, on the outside. So good job there, good cut from Henricks, and able to finish against that short stick guy on the inside of that zone.
Career year he's having scoring the rock. Georgetown 7 shots on goal in the first half. They have 7 in this quarter. Buccaro trying to help out the ride. Stovall's got it again for Providence. Takes a look into the middle. On the run, Shaw's got it. Surrounded, 4 white shirts. Clark didn't snap his stick that time. McHale gets it over the midfield line. Coming up on 90 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Providence up by a pair. Grillo, McLeod comes out on him. Kevin McCordick. Ryan Naraki. McCordick. Providence taking their time, being patient. They got 30 on the clock. A little over a minute to go in the quarter. Here's a shot coming and a save by Brando. On the run, Zach Geddes. Geddes still with it. Off to Vaccaro and out of his reach. Geddes will hustle and try to save this. And did a fine job of it. Vaccaro's got it. Up top the pole, LaCalzi thought about it. .30 seconds remaining in the quarter. Shot clock not a factor here. Declan McDermott. According to short stick with him. Now Vaccaro trying to make himself available. McCordick stays with him. McDermott pass too high. They throw it away looking for Clark.
Providence has got time here if they hurry.
They scored 2 in 6 seconds earlier. They did 2 in 8 seconds last week. Here's Grillo, got to fire it. Grillo gets in, fire, scores! Grillo! It's good! To end the quarter, Providence just continues to be a team that is resilient, and they beat the buzzer again. 3-goal lead after 3.
Providence scoring those quick goals. Let's take a look and make sure this thing was good. Good job by our camera guy stopping it there. Looks like a good goal to me. And Providence only had about 9 seconds go the length of the field. As soon as Grillo caught the pass, it looked like he was going to have a lane and have a shot. He was going right-handed, thought he was going to shoot it righty, but he brings it back to his left and gets the much-needed goal for Providence. Carries them some momentum into this fourth quarter. 12-9 Providence.
There's our score by quarter. Providence and Georgetown were even in that third, but Providence leads it by 3. They have the halftime lead. And between the pipes of goalies here in the second half, Tate Boyce for Providence and Georgetown's Brando have been good.
Yeah, they've both been very good, especially here in the second half in that third quarter. Boyce made a couple of doorstep stops and really kept Providence in this, kept this 3-goal lead for them. And for Brando, the guy comes off the bench, comes in cold, comes into a Big East semifinals. A lot of pressure. Providence had it really rolling offensively when he came in, and he's done a nice job. And it's really, since they made that switch with him and to that defense, this Georgetown defense has done a much better job.
Tate Boyce started, gave up 7 goals. Since then, he's allowed just 2. With Steve Panarelli, my name is Ben Holden, all of our great crew. Great to have you with us here. First of 2 semifinals here in the 2019 installment of the Big East Lacrosse Tournament. Top seed Denver will take on the number 4 seed Villanova. 35 minutes after this one's completed, with the fourth just underway. Lucas Wittenberg's had a huge day. He's got the ball. 6. Bucci's got it now. Caraway goes back to Bucci, and another big stop there by Boyce.
That's a big stop. Great job. Georgetown playing that 2-man game. Providence didn't communicate through the pick. 2 guys go to the ball. But when you have a guy like Boyce, sometimes you can afford to make a mistake. He'll bail you out. It's always the best feeling as a defenseman when you know you got burned and your goalie bails you out.
Goalkeeper of the year this season in the Big East. Here's another look, Steve.
Again, you get 2 guys going to the ball, leave that offensive player wide open, but Boyce was there to make the stop. That's a huge, huge save to start this fourth quarter.
Indeed it is. 1:10 going by. Providence on top by 3. Georgetown, the 2018 Big East Tournament champs. Nifty little behind the back pass there by Naraki to get it to Grillo. Providence in 2017 when they hosted. They won their semifinal game, came up short. Joe Amplo's guys got them 10-9 as they did against Denver the year before on this field 10-9. And Providence did not make the tournament last year. And they are hungry, and they want a piece of revenge for that loss they had to Georgetown earlier this season, the first weekend of April. Good work by the Hoyas to get it back as Patrick Aslanian brings it over the midfield line. And he'll hand off to McDermott.
Great check by Aslanian, the short stick.
Yeah.
Challenged him right on the corner. Put his stick. Providence was playing two-handed there. Put his stick right between there. Pulled that thing. Got the ball on the ground. It's a nice check.
And 3 cost turnovers and 2 ground balls. That game you did last week at Cooper Field. Ball's going back over to Providence here. With 12:45 to go in the ball game. Emmett Jennings. I think he rattled off about 5 coaches. I said, where's that old school mentality come from? I think he named every coach he ever played for. Pretty awesome. So the Friars have it again. Up by 3. Axelson's got it. 8 and black, little hop step. Gilman picks him up, short stick D-Mini. McCordick, number 10, is going to go off. Axelson ripped one right side. The keeper, Brando. And it's going to be Georgetown ball. Not making that guy happy at all. We're going to change this. Remains Providence ball. So Grillo the restart for Kearns.
Spike was all over it.
Here is Hatzibatracos now. Gets a step, gets around. Missed the target. Went right to Grillo though. And a shot there from McCordick. Big righty crank, deflected away. 25 on the shot clock. Brendan Kearns up top for Zimmerman. That's there by Gavin Lindsay, number 23. Grillo trying to get away from McLeod. No easy task. Good save there. And the young man, Brando, who came in the second half, doing his part. His offense, they need to get something going here. Lucas Wittenberg's got the ball on the right side of your screen there. Number 6. Draws the ball, Wittenberg. Gets a step, goes into the middle. Watson, boom shot, score! Dylan Watson makes it a 2-goal game. 12-10 now with 11:02 to play here in the 4th.
And Wittenberg showed you his vision there. We talked about him as a midi. The vision that he has starts with good Georgetown defense, playing strong right there at goal line extended, keeping his stick upfield and making it really tough on Grillo. And then again, look at his vision, dodging with his head up. And again, being that he's so tall, it helps him see right through those defenses. And Watson does a good job finding an open lane, finding an open spot, and finishing left-handed for Georgetown.
So the second of the afternoon and what has now turned into evening for Dylan Watson. He's got 5 goals this season against Providence. Violation on the face-off against Riley. So Providence up by 2. They've got it. The 6th assist of the day and now night for number 6, Lucas Wittenberg, on that last goal by Watson.
He's got 6 assists today?
6.
Wow. Pretty impressive.
6. Piling up the points. Georgetown's got to dig in here and defend. Providence trying to take it to him and get it back to a 3-goal game. Here's Henricks against Gibson Smith. Back of the cage and X's Grillo. Here's Kearns. Draws Guinness the short stick. Got some help too. And flinging it around the yard. Everybody diving. 3 guys in unison. Restart. Shot clock. Now at 30. Ryan Naraki. Geddes trying to stay with him. Naraki gets in tight. Now one hit him right in the face. And another big stop by Brando there.
Great play from Naraki, able to pull it through, split a triple team, Puts it right in the goalie's face, but that was a heck of a play. Just couldn't finish.
So Georgetown now with 9:40 to go, back with the ball. Trying to get this back to a one-shot game. Wittenberg skips it. Caraway shoots, scores! A rocket from Jake Caraway! And just like that, it's a one-shot game at 12-11.
And who else on the assist? We just talked about him having 6. Well, give him another. He's got 7.
Lucky 7.
Wittenberg just looking through defenses, and Caraway with the finish, but makes it extremely difficult to play against a midfielder like that, right? He's 6'4", right. He can dodge, he can shoot it with both hands, and then if you slide to him, right, you give him some help, but then he's just scanning the defense and he's finding guys wide open. So typical matchup nightmare for a defensive coordinator when you're going against a midfielder like that can distribute the ball. Most middies, when they get down the alley or downhill, they're looking to shoot, but he can do both, so it makes him very difficult to cover.
Well, he just tied the school record with his 7th assist of the day as Wittenberg. Kevin Warren said he's one of the best passing middies I've ever been around. You're seeing why. Georgetown down by 1. What a ball game we've got. Boys have it.
So far today, every time Georgetown gets closer, Providence has had the answer. Can they get over the hump here?
Right.
They've got momentum right now. This is a big possession for them.
Caraway with a hat trick, his 51st goal of the season. Inside of 9 to play here in the 4th. Skip past Caraway, same spot. Oh, and that one deflected away, and Boyce took that one. Oh.
And Providence has got to figure this out, because all Wittenberg is doing is dodging down the alley and throwing it to that same spot. It's literally the same play over and over.
Yep. Ricardo Bucci, and Bucci gets his 2nd, and we're tied. Georgetown's even the score at 12. And the Hoyas can feel it. They climb back into it. They're tied again.
Drawing that double team. Little late with their recovery. Got to cover up that crease right there. You see him, Bucci, again, doing a good job. Slowing down his feet. Didn't take himself too far and lose his angle completely. Went just far enough with following that slide and getting a good position and able to finish it. We got ourselves a tie ball game here.
We do. Bucci getting hot at the right time, and Chris Gabrielli, yeah, he's scratching his head right now. He's like, all right, what do we got to do to stop this thing? What do they got to do in your mind to stop that play with Caraway and Wittenberg?
Really what it's really been is he's been throwing skip passes. So it's that off-ball defender. You got to help to the crease, but you've almost got to hedge a little bit and have your stick in that passing and that skipping lane so Wittenberg can't throw it through.
All right. George.
Easier said than done, though.
Right. 3 goals for Georgetown in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. 2 and 44 seconds. Caraway's had the cannon ready to fire, and he's been firing and scoring. McDonald back behind cage and X for Clark. Caraway. Jennings watching him. Now Wittenberg's got it. He'll back it out. And Luke Verwacki watching him, number 19. McDermott. Georgetown trying to take the lead. McDonald, he's got some offensive numbers here today. He's scored. Bucarl. Winner advances to the Big East Championship Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, 2:30 Mountain here in Colorado. The automatic bid on the line of the NCAA tournament. And as we've discussed, every team seemingly has to win this thing to get in. Shots are 20-19. Shots on goal, 20-19 in favor of Providence.
I need you to hit the recall. Take it.
Yep, shot clock, they were readjusting that. At 25, where play last stopped. So here we go, 7:35.